Heavenly Host Elementary School. From corpse party, tortured souls. Looks like a normal abandoned building. Old classrooms, broken desks, dust covering everything. But the moment someone enters this place, things start to feel wrong. Because Heavenly Host isn't just abandoned, it's cursed. Years ago, several children were kidnapped inside this school. What happened to them was so brutal that the entire town shut the building down forever. But closing the school didn't end the nightmare. The spirits of the murdered children never left. And over time, something about them changed. Now the school exists in a twisted, alternate dimension. People don't usually enter it by accident. They get trapped there after performing a ritual called Sachiko Ever After. At first it seems harmless, just a small charm meant to keep friends together forever. But if something goes wrong during the ritual, the people performing it disappear. And when they wake up again, they're inside Heavenly Host. The halls look endless. Rooms appear where they shouldn't exist. Sometimes entire staircases vanish. Students quickly realize something terrifying. The building itself is unstable. Different sections of the school exist in completely separate dimensions, which means friends who were standing next to each other seconds ago can suddenly be trapped miles apart inside the same building. And they're not alone. The spirits of the children who died here wander the halls. Some cry, some beg for help, others just stare silently, but many of them are filled with rage. Years of pain twisted their minds into something monstrous. These ghosts attack anyone they see. Some lure victims into dark classrooms, others trap people inside bathrooms or locked rooms, and sometimes they make victims relive the same horrific deaths that happened decades ago. People trapped inside Heavenly Host slowly lose hope. Food is gone, time feels distorted, and every hallway hides another nightmare. The worst part is what happens when someone dies inside the school. Because their soul doesn't leave, they become another spirit trapped inside Heavenly Host, another ghost wandering the halls forever, another voice calling for help in the dark, and the school just keeps growing. Impel Down from One Piece. Impel Down is one of the most terrifying prisons in anime, not because it's impossible to escape, but because of what prisoners experience inside. The prison sits in the middle of the ocean, completely isolated, no cities nearby, no land for miles, but the real prison isn't above water. It goes deep below the sea, 6 massive levels stacked on top of each other, each level worse than the one before it. The first level is called Crimson Hell. The ground is covered in blood. Trees have razor-sharp leaves. If a prisoner tries to escape through the forest, their body gets shredded apart. Guards and giant spiders patrol the area, and that's only the beginning. The second level is Wild Beast Hell. Massive monsters roam freely through the prison. Basilisks, manticore, huge mutated creatures that attack anything that moves. Prisoners locked in this level live in constant fear of being eaten alive. Then comes Starvation Hell. The temperature becomes extremely hot. Food and water are almost non-existent. Prisoners slowly collapse from dehydration. Many don't survive long here. Below that is Blazing Hell, a level filled with boiling blood pools and burning metal floors. Punishment here often means being thrown into boiling liquid. Most prisoners don't come back from that. Then things suddenly change. The fifth level is Freezing Hell. Temperatures drop so low that the ground is covered in ice. Many prisoners freeze to death within hours. And if someone somehow survives all of that, there's still one final level. Level 6, the deepest part of Impel Down. A place so dangerous that the world government erased its prisoners from history. People locked in level 6 are monsters, war criminals, mass murderers, pirates strong enough to destroy entire nations. Many of them are chained in total darkness. Some have been there for decades, completely forgotten by the world, because once someone enters Impel Down, the world assumes they're never coming back. Outside the walls from Attack on Titan. Outside the walls is where the real world begins. Inside the walls, humanity believes it is safe. Cities are built close together. Markets are full of people. Children grow up believing the walls will always protect them. But beyond those massive structures, everything changes. Outside the walls is Titan territory. These creatures don't hunt for survival. They don't eat for energy. They exist for one purpose: to devour humans. Some Titans wander slowly through empty fields. Others suddenly sprint toward their prey with terrifying speed. Their movements are unpredictable. Sometimes they smile while chasing their victims. Sometimes they crawl. Sometimes they run like animals. And sometimes they just stand there watching. The real horror is how helpless humans are against them. A normal soldier can't fight a Titan directly. Their bodies are massive. Their skin is incredibly tough. The only way to kill one is to cut a very small section on the back of its neck. Miss that spot and the Titan keeps coming. Entire military squads have disappeared during scouting missions beyond the walls. Even experienced soldiers panic when surrounded, because when a Titan catches someone, it doesn't kill them quickly. It grabs them, lifts them slowly into the air. Many soldiers watch their friends die this way. The screams echo across the empty fields, and the Titans keep walking like nothing happened. The land outside the walls is also filled with destroyed cities, ruined houses, collapsed buildings, entire towns abandoned decades ago. Proof that humanity once lived across the world before being pushed back. Now those places belong to the Titans, and anyone who enters their territory risks becoming the next meal. Hope's Peak Academy from Danganronpa the animation. Hope's Peak Academy is supposed to represent the future of humanity. Only the most talented students in the world are accepted. Ultimate athletes, ultimate programmers, ultimate detectives. Every student is considered the best at something. Getting accepted into Hope's Peak should be a dream come true, but when the students wake up inside the academy, they quickly realize something is wrong. Security doors block every exit. The entire school has been turned into a prison. Then a strange robotic bear appears, Monokuma. He explains the rules of their new life. The only way to escape the academy is to murder another student. If someone commits a murder and gets away away with it during the class trial, they are allowed to leave. But if the other students discover the killer, the murderer is executed. What follows is a psychological nightmare. Students begin to suspect each other. Friends slowly stop trusting one another. Every conversation becomes dangerous because anyone could secretly be planning a murder. Some students panic. Some try to stay hopeful. Others begin thinking about escape at any cost. The trials are even worse. When a body is discovered, the entire school gathers to investigate. Then they enter a courtroom where everyone must argue and accuse each other. Evidence is presented, lies are exposed, and the tension slowly builds until the truth is revealed. If they guess wrong, everyone except the killer dies. If they guess correctly, the murderer faces a brutal execution designed by Monokuma. These executions are theatrical, cruel, and terrifying. Students are crushed, burned, or tortured in ways that turn their deaths into horrifying spectacles. Hope's Peak Academy was meant to represent hope, but once the killing game begins, it becomes a place built entirely on despair. Deadman Wonderland Prison from Deadman Wonderland. Deadman Wonderland is supposed to be a prison, but it doesn't look like one at first. From the outside, it looks more like a theme park. Bright colors, huge crowds, tourists visiting every day, people laughing and buying snacks. But the visitors aren't there for rides. They're there to watch prisoners risk their lives. The prison was built after a massive earthquake destroyed most of Tokyo. Instead of rebuilding the city normally, the government turned the ruins into something darker. A prison where inmates perform dangerous games for public entertainment. Prisoners compete in brutal challenges inside giant arenas. Some run obstacle courses filled with deadly traps. Others are forced into violent competitions where losing can mean serious injury. The audience watches everything like it's a show, but the real horror is hidden deeper inside the facility. Some prisoners possess a strange power called Branch of Sin. This ability allows them to control their own blood as a weapon. These prisoners are known as deadmen, and they are forced to fight each other in underground arenas. These fights are not games, they are battles to the death. Blood turns into blades, whips, bullets. Some fighters slice their enemies apart from a distance. Others create shields or claws made from hardened blood. Every battle pushes prisoners to the edge of death, and the audience cheers for it. Guards inside Deadman Wonderland treat inmates like disposable tools. If a prisoner breaks the rules, punishment is immediate. Collars around their necks inject poison into their bodies. If they don't receive an antidote in time, they die. Executions are also common. Some prisoners disappear after losing too many fights. Others are taken into hidden laboratories for experiments. Many never come back. The deeper someone goes into Deadman Wonderland, the more terrifying the truth becomes, because the prison isn't just about punishment, it's about profit. Pain has become a business, and the prisoners are the products. TV World from Persona 4 the animation. The TV world is one of the strangest places in anime. It exists inside television screens. At first that sounds impossible, but in the world of Persona 4, people can literally enter another. Once inside, the environment becomes surreal. The sky is covered in dark fog. Buildings look distorted. Rooms constantly change shape. Sometimes the world resembles a castle, sometimes a nightclub, sometimes a giant maze. Each area reflects the hidden emotions of the person connected to it, but the real danger comes from the creatures that live there. Shadows. These monsters are physical manifestations of human thoughts, specifically the darkest parts of someone's mind. Fear, jealousy, anger, shame. When someone enters the TV world, those emotions begin to take form. At first they appear as small, hostile creatures wandering the environment, but eventually something much worse happens. Every person who enters the TV world has a shadow version of themselves. This shadow represents everything they try to hide from others, their insecurities, their regrets, their secret desires, and the shadow always forces them to confront those feelings. If the person denies the shadow, it transforms into a powerful monster and attacks. Many people trapped in the TV world die this way, because accepting the truth about yourself is sometimes harder than fighting any enemy. And if someone stays inside the TV world for too long, the fog slowly consumes them, turning them into another shadow, wandering the endless dimension. The scariest part about the TV world isn't just the monsters, it's the fact that the enemy knows everything about you. Every weakness, every fear, every lie you tell yourself, and it uses those things against you. Inside this world, escaping the monsters is difficult, but escaping your own mind can be even harder. Tokyo 3 from Neon Genesis Evangelion. Tokyo 3 looks like a futuristic city built to protect humanity. Massive skyscrapers, advanced defense systems, entire sections of the city that can sink underground during emergencies. From the outside, it looks like one of the safest places left in the world, but in reality, Tokyo 3 is one of the most dangerous locations on Earth because it sits directly above the headquarters of NERV, and that makes it the main battlefield for humanity's war against the Angels. The Angels are mysterious beings that appear one by one, each stronger than the last. Every time one arrives, the entire city transforms into a war zone. Buildings collapse, explosions destroy entire districts, missiles rain down from the sky, and in the middle of it all stand the Evangelion units, gigantic biomechanical machines piloted by teenagers. These Evas are humanity's only weapon capable of fighting the Angels, but the battles are brutal. Some Angels fire beams powerful enough to slice mountains in half. Others explode with enough force to destroy entire sections of the city. Every fight leaves Tokyo 3 in ruins, but the physical destruction isn't even the most disturbing part, because the Evangelions themselves aren't just machines, they're living beings, and sometimes they lose control. When an Eva goes berserk, it becomes something terrifying. It moves like a wild animal, ignoring commands, ignoring safety limits, tearing apart enemies with raw instinct. There are moments when an Evangelion literally rips an angel apart with its bare hands, moments where it devours its enemy like a predator, and the pilots inside those machines screens, feel everything. Every injury, every impact, every violent movement. The psychological pressure on the pilots is enormous. They're forced to fight monsters while knowing the entire city depends on them. If they fail, millions of people could die. At one point, human soldiers invade Nerve headquarters itself. They attack the facility with guns, flamethrowers, and explosives. The people working inside the base are hunted down through the hallways. Technicians, scientists, staff members who had nothing to do with the war. Many of them are killed during the invasion. The organization created to save humanity nearly collapses in a single night. Tokyo 3 becomes the center of chaos, a place where giant monsters fall from the sky, where massive battles destroy entire city blocks, where the fate of the world constantly hangs by a thread. And every time the warning sirens start ringing across the city, everyone knows another disaster is about to begin.